Today, the KonMai method saga continues of my kitchen, or really miscellaneous hodgepodge crapshoot kitchen area declutter continues today. My last decluttering video was meant to be a whole kitchen area declutter because Queen Marie wants us to finish everything in one go. But I have children, so that's not always an option because I have to like take care of them. But just because you run out of time one day does not mean you can't continue on as soon as you have another free moment. When I started the kitchen area declutter, there was way more than I ever knew, so I focused mainly on traditional kitchen area items like dinnerware, serveware, appliances, and just all the items that are really meant for the kitchen. And just that took up my entire day. Hence why this is day 2 of the kitchen area declutter, and we are going to focus on the coffee/tea bar, the medicine cabinet, and then the mess that you see shoved in the corner of the kitchen over here. So welcome back to day 2 of the kitchen area. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Mai, and I've been going on a decluttering journey for the last few months so that I don't get buried in all the crap and things that I own in my home. I let my house go completely to the wayside after I had 3 kids in very short order, and now that I feel like I'm kind of getting out of the thick of it, I'm trying to get everything back in order. It just takes a while when you let it completely go off the rails for years. So come along and declutter with me, and if you're not already, also go follow me on Instagram, just at Mai Zimmy. I've been trying to post more reels and stuff over there. If you don't know what reels are, it's basically Instagram's ripped off version of TikTok. So yeah, just go follow me over there. And last, if you see anything you like in this video, I always have everything linked in the description below. All right, shameless plugs over, let's get into it. Per usual in KonMai method style, which is a derivative of the KonMari method, we like to pull everything out and put it into one place. But today is going to be a little bit different than all the other decluttering videos I have done. In every other video, I have literally just pulled out hordes and hordes of items, put it into one place so that it's a giant, massive mountain. But today, for the first time, I'm actually going to work cabinet by cabinet. Not because I don't see the value in putting everything into one spot. I 100% see the value of that. But the categories that I am working through today, or really subcategories that I am working through today, are just that. They are very unique, different subcategories from one another. So I don't really think it makes sense to pile all of my vitamins and medicine cabinet supplies with my coffee and tea items. So first cabinets first, let's get all the vitamins and medicine cabinet items out onto the kitchen table so we can start working through it. Okay, I acknowledge this is a ridiculous amount of stuff that was just in the medicine cabinet. For example, we have, from what I can tell looking at this pile, we have 3 identical children's allergy relief bottles. Now I do know how we got into this predicament. It would be like we go out of town and we need to get this for the kids and we forgot to pack it, so we buy a new bottle and then we get home, put it in the cabinet, but then it happens more than once and then all of a sudden you have 3 bottles, and we don't need 3 bottles of this stuff. Fortunately, this one has not been opened, so I'll try to donate it since it's still technically sealed. And then these 2, I guess I'm just going to have 2 bottles. And you can't see it on the floor right now, but I have a donate bin and then I'm going to have a keep bin over here. I mean, there's just so much crap on the table. I feel like I need to put the keep stuff in a separate area so it doesn't get confusing. All right, next we have all of this Calm magnesium supplements. I'm gonna throw forth another excuse and then I'm done with excuses. It just is what it is. But in this situation, we were out of our Calm magnesium gummies that my husband and I both love. So I went to the store and I bought this one, and then at the same time he bought this one off of Amazon, and neither of us knew that we both bought refills, and so now we just have 2 of the gummy versions, and then this one is a drink mix. But we love these Calm magnesium gummies. Maybe I can consolidate all of it into one. Oh yeah, we have plenty of room. If I can open this, I will consolidate it all into one canister. These vitamins by Smarty Pants are my absolute favorite vitamins. When I was pregnant, I took the Smarty Pants prenatal vitamins, and now I just use their regular women's formula. And no, this is not sponsored. Nothing in this video is sponsored. These aren't the cheapest vitamins because they use higher quality ingredients, and it's totally worth it for your body. I realized while watching the Mindy Project not that long ago that I probably don't take in enough calcium. And so I went onto Amazon and I got some calcium supplements, and these ones looked the most delicious. I didn't want to take just a calcium supplement pill because, as you can tell, I'm very motivated by eating sugary things. So I wanted something that was tasty, and this caught my eye, and let me tell you, I look forward to taking my calcium supplement every single day now. If ODing on these wasn't possible, I would eat the whole bag. These are the vitamins my kids take. It's the brand Animal Parade. They're vegan. They're hard vitamins. They're not chewy vitamins. They're very similar to Flintstone vitamins, but we specifically get these vitamins for my kids because when we took them to the pediatrician and they did the little iron test where they poke their toe, get a little bit of blood out, they were all iron deficient. So we were told to get them on a multivitamin that contained iron in it, and this one does. Okay, this might be TMI, but we're all family here, right? So this D-Monos, I, throughout life, have struggled with UTIs. I promise I know all the general hygiene things that you're supposed to do to prevent UTIs. I won't go over the entire list now. It's pretty easy to Google, but I do all that. I'm a very clean person. I mean, this decluttering series might have you think otherwise, but in terms of personal hygiene, I think I'm pretty good. Anyways, UTIs, no fun. Obviously very uncomfortable, can be very painful. And one of my best friends who we've related on this, we've both struggled with UTIs throughout our life, she recommended this D-Monos. You can buy it on Amazon, and when I tell you that this is a miracle pill, that doesn't even describe it. I feel like a miracle pill isn't even a strong enough word. This is truly sent from the heavens. If you sense that a UTI might be coming on, take 3 of these bad boys every single day until you lose that feeling and you're feeling good again. I guess, I don't want to get sued or anything. I don't know what's going on with all y'all's bodies. If you do want to take this, talk to your gynecologist or your primary care physician just to make sure it doesn't mess with anything going on with your personal health. So sorry if this is TMI, but if you struggle with UTIs the way I have, I feel like if this could help you, that's all I'm trying to do. Speaking of urinary tract stuff, I have all this AZO, but I haven't had to use it. This one expired in freaking 2017. So when I tell you that the D-Monos works, it really works because I don't need any of this anymore. Okay, this one might be another TMI thing, but if you're a mom, you totally get it and you won't even care. Okay, let me give you a little background story before I tell you what these are, just because I don't want anyone to judge before they know a story behind it. But once upon a time, when my twins were just under 2, they would get sick all the time. All the time, I don't know why, they just had the worst immune systems, and I would take them to the pediatrician and it would always just be some random virus that she doesn't really know what it is. There wasn't really any medicine she could give me. Her only advice was give fever reducers and pain relievers. So anyways, in these situations where they would be really sick and not feeling well, for some reason they thought that liquid Tylenol and Advil tasted disgusting. They would start gagging. It would sometimes make them throw up. They would not take their medicine. And so my husband saw this at CVS and got it because we needed them to take their fever reducers, but you can buy Tylenol acetaminophen suppositories that you insert from the other end. So this is what we would do. This is what we would do. This is parenting. I never thought I would have to do some of this stuff, but it's a lot cheaper than going to the hospital. I got these Dollar Tree bins and I absolutely love them. I'm using them in multiple of my kitchen drawers as organizers. And I went to Dollar Tree yesterday to try to get more because these are the last two that I have that I haven't used up. And unfortunately, the Dollar Tree by my house does not carry these at the moment. I know they'll eventually get them back in stock, but for the purpose of this video, this is all I got. I'm iron deficient too. It's not just my kids. I think they get it from me, so I take iron daily. A ridiculous amount of this stuff is very expired. Like again, expired in 2017. 2017 sounds like a really long time ago, but as I said earlier in this video, all of this like clutter and stuff started really piling up after I had my kids. I mean, 2016 is when I had my twins. So having stuff that expired in 2017 seems extreme, I will admit. But considering like I know all that was going on in my life in 2017, I had very difficult twins at the time and I was also pregnant. It just, yeah, nothing more to say. We're done with all the medicine stuff. I have these plain white ceramic cups over here that I'm going to save because I might use them for some DIY projects coming up. So I'm just going to store these, but let me show you where I am with all the medicine stuff. This is all the stuff that's either recycle or trash. I mean, this is a tall bin. There's a lot of stuff that's recycle or trash in there. This is donate stuff that has not been opened. Unfortunately, not that much that hadn't been opened. And then, oh my gosh, you guys, we still have so much keep, but as I was going through them, there were a lot of bottles where it was like, I know we have multiples of the same thing that can be consolidated, but there was just so much and the second bottle was already buried down here that I couldn't consolidate it as I was going, but I'm going to consolidate it as I am organizing it in the cabinet. Before I put everything back in the cabinets, I'm going to wipe everything down with my Pledge multi-purpose cleaner. And then I'm also going to readjust some of the shelves so that they're at the height that I want them to be in once everything's back in. I found a couple more of the Dollar Tree organizers, so it's gonna help me keep things a little bit more tidy as I'm putting stuff away. All of my stuff I'm putting on the lower tier, and then kids stuff I'm going to put up on the second tier. And my husband's stuff I'm just setting to the side real quick because I don't know exactly what I want to do with his yet. I'm gonna put duplicate bottles. My overflow for just mine and my husband's stuff is gonna go up here so that we can still see that we have it. We don't buy a duplicate, but then it doesn't take up this bottom row that's easy access for us. This is all my husband's. It's more than can fit in this space right here. The stuff that I know he doesn't take every single day, like he doesn't have diarrhea every single day, so I don't think he's taking anti-diarrheal tabs every single day. So anything that is not a daily thing, that's something that you would only need to relieve a symptom that just pops up out of nowhere, I'm going to put those on the top shelf. All right, now the rest of this stuff, I'm not sure if this is the stuff that he uses every day or not, so I'm just gonna put all of his stuff down here now, and then when he gets home, he can decide what he wants to keep on this lower shelf for him stuff and what he wants to store in the overflow at the top. Yay, we got the first step of what remained of the kitchen area declutter done. I'm really excited. The medicine cabinet, everything, my husband's, mine, and my kids now fits in this one cabinet. It's not overflowing into our spice cabinet, which is what we're going to declutter next, but you can see it's all here. This is our kids row. We have my kids' vitamins all here. They're animal parades that they take every single day. During the winter, if we have weeks where it's just like really cloudy or really cold and we can't go outside at all, we give them these vitamin D gummies. This I want to organize once I get more of the Dollar Tree bins, but this is all the adult pain relievers. Oh, and we also have all the allergy pills and stuff here. So once I get more bins, I'm gonna organize this nicely. We have all of the first aid stuff here. And then the very top row is our overflow section. And then it also has medications that we just wouldn't necessarily need to use or have access to on a daily basis. But I'm so excited. It looks so much better than it did before, and I cannot wait to get more of these Dollar Tree bins in here to just make everything so concise and perfect and organized. Now that we got the medicine cabinet done, the next subcategory we're working through today is the spice cabinet and china cabinet. Next cabinet, here we are. A lot of this I think is going to be expired because we really don't use a lot of the food related things in that cabinet, even though we should because it's right next to our stove. So we do reach into that cabinet a lot, but we don't use 90% of this stuff. So this is expired 4 years ago. This also expired in 2017. Can you see 2016? Yeah. All right, some good things I've come across in this cabinet are McCormick taco seasoning. This is inexpensive and it's some of the best taco seasoning in my opinion, so this is a keep. Lawry's seasoned salt. This is the best salt to put onto corn on the cob. So good. And okay, we tried the Lawry's seasoned salt that's 25% less sodium. Just get the real stuff. Just get the real stuff. This South African smoke seasoning blend from Trader Joe's is so good. My husband thinks it tastes weird. I think it tastes amazing. Anytime I make myself avocado toast, I top it with this. We have a bunch of these Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning. I'm trying to get it out of the light so that you can see it. If you fry up an egg, I always top it with this Cavender's all-purpose Greek seasoning, and my kids love it, my husband loves it, I love it. We have 3, which is obviously excessive, but we go through it so quickly that I don't mind having 3 of this at all because we use this one on a daily basis, more often than we use salt and pepper. So I have a natural sea salt for my baking and then an iodized sea salt just to refill my little salt containers. Another Trader Joe's good seasoning. This is multi-purpose umami seasoning blend. Okay, this is everything I'm keeping of the spices. So I'm just gonna stick it in this basket so I can easily organize it back into the cabinet. Before I put all the spices away, I have a real question for you guys, and this has to do with sentimental items, which I know you're supposed to deal with last in the KonMari method, and I definitely want to follow that, but I still want your opinions on this so that I can better make a decision when I do reach the sentimental portion of my declutter. But as you can see here, in that cabinet, a lot of valuable real estate has been taken up by all of this fine china that I had inherited from my grandmother. It is really nice, beautiful china. It's by the brand Noritake, but I'll be honest, I have not used this once in the last 4 years since I've had my kids. I don't trust my kids with it because in reality, I really shouldn't have trusted myself with it because as I was trying to get it all organized and put away, I dropped this cup onto this plate and broke a whole bunch of stuff, unfortunately. And now there's tiny little shards of glass all over the floor. This is why I can't have nice things. So at this point right now, I'm not going to get rid of it, but I also just don't know what situation, if any, I would ever use this. So what do you guys think I should do with it? Like, if this was you and you inherited all this fine china, what would you do with it if it's something you hadn't used in years? For right now, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm going to box this up and I'm going to put it either in our garage or in our attic, but I don't want it to be in our kitchen anymore because it just doesn't make sense to keep this in the kitchen right next to the oven when we haven't used it in years and years and years. And you know what? Something I've been wanting to go through, but I haven't yet, but I feel like I can do it now that I have so much freed up room in here, is I have kept so much just like oils and seasoning stuff in this basket, and I forgot to bring it over there when I was doing all of this. But a lot of this, I feel like I can actually get to fit up here now, which will just clear off more counter space, which is what I've been wanting to do for a long time. So let's work through that right now. Let's see what'll fit. I should have done this. See, this is the benefit of having everything out is, I mean, I know I accidentally forgot this basket, but had I had everything out, I would have been able to better plan the organization of this, because I actually want to move this shelf up since this is kind of the overflow shelf, and that way I can fit some of these taller bottles down here that we frequently use. So annoying. Will this one fit? No. Okay, my main lesson here is in the future when I buy these oils, I want to buy them in shorter, stouter bottles because I want to be able to fit everything on this shelf here, and these are just a little bit, just barely too tall. And so I'm gonna keep these ones out, but all these other bottles that can fit, I'm going to move under here. Yay, so I freed up this basket. We just have these two taller oils that'll stay out. Okay, I'm really happy with how this all turned out, and the thing I'm most excited about is I was able to actually get rid of that bin. Also, y'all, I know I have the ugliest knife block on the planet. I really want to get one of those strips that goes up on your wall, and then you just hang the knives that you use the most often on them. Do any of you have those? What do you think of it? Does it actually like stick properly to the wall? I really want to get rid of this ugly, ugly knife block. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. I have storage up top, and then just all the essentials. Next subcategory we're gonna go through are all my teas, coffees, hot chocolates, just my really messy drink bar area over here. Bringing out my magic eraser to get all the buildup and scuffs out of this drawer. I've been using my magic eraser for so many things lately. It's a magic cure-all anytime anything looks dirty. My mom is about to come visit, and her favorite flavor is Stormio. So I'm just gonna put a whole bunch of Stormios out for her. And you know what? I'm rethinking this. Because these aren't like labeled that well or obvious, I'm going to have all of my caffeinated ones here, And then the lower caffeine or half calf here, and then all the decaf is going to be on this far side, because usually my husband and I stick to decaf. So I want to have everything separated out by caffeination. Then all the remaining Nespresso pods, I'm just gonna store down here. All right, so this is everything we have left to organize in the coffee and tea area. Even after I got all the Nespressos put away and organized already, we still got a lot to get through. I so wish I had more of the Dollar Tree organizers, because so many of these teas, I wish I could empty it out from the little boxes and organize them in those Dollar Tree plastic bins, so it'd be really easy to see all the variety, keep it all together, and it would take up less space than all of these individual boxes. I really hope I can get those soon. All right, but all of this tea we are keeping. I love Costco, but my husband will sometimes buy things from Costco in way too much bulk. Like, yes, we both use stevia packets, but the amount of time it's going to take us to work through 800 packets, this is just taking up a lot of space in our small little coffee and tea area, when we could operate with less than 800 packets at any given time. But I mean, I'm gonna keep all of them. We will eventually work our way through them. These are all the little corners of the pizza box that you gotta rip off, and once you collect 10, you get 50% off a pizza. Only 2 more pizzas and we get 50% off. I got a whole bunch of stuff, like full disclosure, this was sent to me for free, a whole bunch of stuff from Peak Tea, and I haven't tried most of it, except I have tried their ceremonial grade matcha, and I do really like it. It is not cheap because it is ceremonial grade, which is the highest grade you can get of matcha, but it's really good. And a lot of you actually asked me in the comments of my last video, because I mentioned that I make matcha smoothies almost every single day. So I will include the recipe for my matcha smoothie, which is a copycat of Starbucks's matcha smoothie, in the description box below for you. Oh, we have some vitamins. My husband put some vitamins and medicine over there, probably because we had run out of room in our medicine cabinet. So I'm just gonna put all the vitamins that he put over there where it goes over here. So good. The Starbucks brand hot cocoa that you can just get at Target, Walmart, anywhere. It's so good. So not good for you, but it tastes really good. Okay, all the redone mugs I'm keeping. I like this one. Wifey, Mama Bear, and Queen Bee. I got this one at Magnolia Market in Waco, so I'm definitely keeping that one. My husband likes to use this one all the time. It's so tacky. Oh, and I don't use this anymore. Actually, this must be really old, because this was for morning sickness, but this is the Earth Mama Angel Baby Organics Morning Wellness Tea. It has ginger in it. It just helps ease your queasy stomach, which I had really bad morning sickness. Both of my pregnancies during the first trimester, but especially my twin pregnancy, was really torturously bad in terms of morning sickness. And so I was willing to do anything, take anything to try to ease it. And this is one of the things I used. MCT oil. This one, I believe this one's just from Costco, but sometimes my husband will turn his coffee into bulletproof coffees, which just means he adds some of this oil to the coffee. So these are the 2 bins I have. These are the either donate or trash that I have to filter through. And then this is everything we're keeping as of now. I know there's some of these teas that we have repeats of that I'm gonna be able to consolidate, but then some of it I'm going to have to just consolidate once I have my Dollar Tree organizer bins to just make more room. I'm gonna put all these yogi teas, I'm going to put up here and see what I can consolidate. So we have so many of these. I don't like it taking up prime real estate in the upper cabinet that we reach for all the time. So I've been putting some of these Pure Via stevias in this Truvia container, which is much smaller and fits better in the upper cabinet. That way it's easy to reach for, and then just all the 800 extras can be in the lower drawers. These are different brands, but they're both peach teas. I'm gonna put the overflow up top, the other teas down here. I'm gonna stack them like this so that you can see what it is. So this is how we got it set up here. We have the mugs, sweetener, ground cinnamon, teas, honey, my matcha, hot chocolate, and then overflow teas up top. Also going to have some overflow here on the bottom. We already have the overflow Nespressos back here, the overflow stevia here, overflow teas are also gonna go there. And then this very bottom shelf, I'm going to put my tea drops, chamomile tea. I have to put one of these up top, and one of these is overflow. Still is a lot, but at least we're able to see everything. It's not filled all the way to the back. Okay, full transparency, every time I do this, I'm like shocked at how long it takes me to get through all of the decluttering. I shouldn't be shocked because it took years and years to accumulate. It makes sense that it takes hours to de-accumulate everything or declutter everything. I'm getting very close to preschool pickup time, and once I pick up my kids, like I'm done. I'm gonna just wait until the next time they go to preschool to finish taking care of everything else. But all I have time for is what is already laid out in a nice giant pile here. I'm going to save all the cabinets up top and on the bottom here for my next declutter, but I can take care of this right here, right now, right? This Play-Doh is dried up, hard as a rock. But all of these I'm going to put into our crafts area. This is my rice cooker that I just piled over here because we didn't used to have any room in our cabinets over there to store it. But now, after doing last week's declutter and this one, I have a ton of room. I'm gonna go put this in one of the cabinets over there. Okay, you know that TikTok that's something along the lines of, tell me that your husband would never cheat on you without telling me that your husband would never cheat on you. I'll go first. My husband reads books like this for funsies. These were my knockoff fake AirPods that I got for myself when I lost one of my AirPods. They work well enough. If you're on a budget and you can't spend more, I think than $20, I think they were. They work well enough, but I do have to say I like my AirPods better. But I'll link those below just in case for 20 bucks you want some Bluetooth headphones that are similar enough to AirPods. This we need to get back to using. I don't know why we stopped using it, probably just because it was such a mess over here. But this was our iPad phone charging station. It has these dividers in it, so you can prop up and put the iPads, phones, whatever in here and have them all charging at the same time. But we almost have to like space them and glue them in. So I think I'm gonna super glue these into place because this is convenient. We just need to start using it again. My husband sometimes buys the most random things just because he wants to impress our kids, for lack of a better word. But this is a little party light. So sometimes we'll set this up. It's been a while since it was lost in this pile here. But in the past, we've set this up and we'll have little dance parties with the kids. And this is our little disco light. This is staying here, unfortunately. I think I explained it either in my last decluttering video or the one before, but it's gonna be here for the next few years until we run through it, and it fits in no drawers in the actual kitchen, so it just lives in this little corner here. Gonna go get my kids now. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I will have my whole series playlist floating over the screen somewhere at this point, along with some of my other playlists. I hope it was motivational for you, and I hope you have an amazing day. I will see you in the next video. Bye.